Hello, Angela. Hello, Miranda. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Doing great.
Uh,
So this week, Harrison, we're adding to our playlist to revisit this. It's going to grow and expand because there are many healers that are required on the planet today, and sometimes the past and the past involvements catch up with the individual and start bleeding through into their existence. So I would like to welcome Miranda to this recording, and she's just going to give a brief example, an intro into her experience, what has brought her here today to Concordia Contilaris, the spiritual business agency of peace. Do leave a like, blah 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 blah, subscribe even, dare you. So Miranda, welcome.
Thank you. I am very grateful to be here with you both today, and I thank you for just offering this time today for this healing. I am an intuitive energy healer and a sound healer, a hypnotherapist, and I have had a pretty quick awakening, and things have been going pretty well, with the exception of these new memories related to SSP, and just trying to put some of those things together and also do some healing work around it because it is definitely causing interference. One in particular area is the area of housing and the area of abundance. So yes, those are the two things that I seem to be very, very blocked. So I'm hoping that we can get some resolution and some healing today in those areas.
Okay, that's great. So this complete drain is a complete drain on all your living resources to date. Is that correct?
Yes. As soon as these memories started to resurface is when things really started to, I guess, tank. And I didn't make the connection of the memory fragments until recently. And they started to come through just before I got poisoned with carbon monoxide in my home. So, part of me wonders, I didn't have a problem when I moved in. And then all of a sudden, memories start coming in. I start meeting other souls on the planet that seem to have some sort of connection with me from some other dimension or lifetime. And then things just really start to take a really nasty turn. Again, it has to do with not having the housing and then literally just the drain on all of my financial resources. So
yeah, it's literally, you don't have a base.
Yes, I feel very much like a tree that has no dirt.
Yeah, exactly. And that can be quite destabilizing when you need to put roots into the ground. Now, having heard more details of your story, we are going to just open the spiritual courts of equity there. Your scenario, I don't know if you've ever seen the movies The Bourne Supremacy.
No, I haven't. Maybe I should watch those later today.
Yeah, he is you.
He is me. Okay.
Good old Matt Damon.
He's not too bad to look at, so.
And this is really important for people to be aware of, where there are strong military memories that present themselves. They usually have roots in other areas. So, and it's a very tricky area. It started to really come out into mainstream, the levels in the last 20 years of this. So at this moment, we're just inviting you here just to take a deep breath in. And we're calling all parts of you back into this spiritual court of equity. All those that are still on missions. And just let go of the fear and contraction, because you've been operating with a certain level of technology that keeps you not speaking to others, keeping a secret. And this is very common within these areas of military interaction, military intelligence action, and also mind control here. So we're going to be looking at a number of things here. So we're just asking you just to breathe into your heart, breathe in and let go here. A debrief is going to come to you. And this has really affected your heart, your right hand side of your body, your shoulders. And here in the spiritual court of equity, I'm going to invite all of your handlers across time. And the Syrian Pleiadian Arcturian Alliance and their representatives. And all parts of you that were imprisoned when caught. And you're just letting go of all the lies that were told to you from these missions. There's huge blockages here around the right-hand side of your neck. It's like a whole barrier here where information has been fed into your central nervous system, into your brain, for the virtual programming, the setups, the mind control. And we're just letting it all go. Breathe into it. This is your soul in action. And it might feel like there's like a big device or contraption coming out of the forefronts where your eyes are, like a helmet. And Harrison, if you could observe and just share what you're seeing and sensing.
For me, when I'm trying to connect, I don't know what is there, because I'm getting this energy of being sleepy and
Sleeper
tiredness.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can almost feel like some sort of suit, but it's only covering the right side of my body.
Yes.
It feels like metal and some material that I'm not familiar with. It feels very foreign. The metal that's in it it feels very foreign.
Is this future technology in operation there in that suit?
Yeah, so the first image that I got when you guys started having me do the breathing, it was like I could see myself in space, and I'm not in the craft, but I'm associated with this craft. And then about the time that you started talking about the helmet, I started feeling like this heavy suit, but it's only covering the right side of my body. Specifically, I can feel it on the shoulder and the arm. And it's like the suit, the top of it covers part of the back of my neck.
That's right.
And there's like a panel on the side, on the right-hand side of the lower arm. And I can see like there are buttons and they have symbols on them, but I don't know what they mean.
Okay, that's okay. So I'm just bringing into the court those that are responsible for the production, manufacturing and warehousing of this suit, but also the programmers of this and their military structures.
They're showing me grays, which I have never seen or connected with grays before.
And who are they working for?
They will not tell me. They will not tell me. But I can see them, and they're taking responsibility for part of this technology, but they're saying it was a joint effort, but they are not showing me who it is.
So I'm just reminding the Greys that we already know that this is not a new concept to us here at Concordia or to other systems of resolution on the planet. I'm explaining to them that we do know who the originator was, and we're bringing them forward here now. And it was nothing that they did or said, we already knew. And we had a list of their technological components, let's say. And this is technology specifically used in starseed cultures. This is why it will only affect half of you, but what it will do is bring the acquiescing part of you into that suit for its full operation.
It's very strange, like the little things that I see on the panel, on the arm. Like I don't always have to touch them.
No, you won't.
Like I can if I want to, but it knows, like there's a frequency connection between myself and the panel on the suit. So if I need to do something, it knows that I'm needing that particular action or function.
Okay. So other forms of sentient devices are being used here. So what is going to happen is all the adaptations to this suit, it's tried to basically, in effect, blend with your light technology. And this is how you have paid with your life force into these operations that are still on the planet today. And this is a form of manipulation. It is interconnected to deep state technology, but also the military control programs that the system uses. So I'm just asking the originator. Can you see the originator?
They're saying the word cloaked.
Yeah, I'm just going to uncloak them. I know exactly who it is. All of them. Why do I laugh? The bane of many light workers' existence resides here. So what we're going to do is just have a quick look at your archetypes of learning as a soul on the planet today, what you incarnated to learn. Now, what percentage of wounded healer archetype are you still learning?
They immediately said 83%.
That's a big old percentage. And how has that affected your learning? Have you hit walls in your own development?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
There are always certain wounds that even though I may have tools in my toolbox, there are certain and specific wounds around safety and abundance, being open to receive, that are things that I usually have to seek out assistance in working through.
Yeah,
So
there
those are the
huge
ones.
traumas here, because with the conditioning and the traumas that were imposed upon you by military industrial complexes, this has caused a massive disconnect in the parts of you that can receive. You literally cannot receive. So we're just going to invite you to just let go and breathe out. We're providing you with 100% support and assistance in this moment, is in form of letting it go out of the physical, out of the sternum, out of the chest, the stress, the terror, the not knowing which way is up sensation. The fear is huge and off the charts, and this is going to ripple out through all time, throughout every single cell in your body. We're just letting the other aspects of you that have been separated off into different timelines, dimensions, and trajectories, we're bringing them all back for resolution. I'm just showing them all that what's happening, that this is the perfect opportunity for your own whole growth.
They're literally showing me, like, as these negative things around not being able to receive, like as you said, letting it go, they're showing it like a sludge that's slowly dripping off, and like they're showing it dripping off of my hands and my feet.
Great. Now, if you can just take off all technology that you've put on yourself in order to stay safe.
I feel technology around the throat.
Yeah, your voice.
Yeah.
You will not have a voice, is their opinion.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because there is something that I'm supposed to do with my voice, but I have been unable to utilize that. But they're showing me, they're saying, you know, we made you so afraid that you couldn't speak and make yourself small.
Yeah. This is why you must never reduce yourself to fit in as a woman. Harrison, observations, please, in this moment.
From my perception, I was still clearing this sleepy kind of energy that I don't know how it was being blasted on me or I'm picking it on her, but this is what I was just dealing with it, clearing it and looking what's happening. And
we're trying to take you out from not seeing so you don't see.
It's very strange because I mean that resonates a lot with memories that would come up, and then I would jot them down and say, wow, you know, I need to figure out, this feels like it fits with something, so let me just put a pin in it. And then a couple of days later, it's like, poof, that memory is completely gone.
Yep, good old tech there. So we've got target group interference from the future. And they should know better because they don't actually exist anymore. However, they use shamanistic ways in order to infiltrate through the esoteric world. It's a bit of a dirty map, but it's okay. We're just getting that shut down. And I'm just addressing all groups and factions in this universe. That we're not doing this anymore. Now, there is a specific group that is particularly attached to something you feel strongly about, and you named it as being an organization called...
We're talking SS.
Something for horses.
Oh, heroes and horses.
Heroes and horses, which is a great idea, because what that is essentially doing is to try and connect those beings with their original cultures and star beings. So there are masses here in the Syrian, Pleiadian, Arcturian alliances that are just coming to set things straight.
That is wonderful.
There's masses of soul harvesting here of those shards of individuals that are lost throughout time and space in these moments. So that's just going to start rectifying in. Now, just have a look around yourself within. Do you sense or see the suit?
I still feel it on from my shoulder down to my wrist. It's like this right shoulder still feels encased in this suit.
It's really wired in well. So
it's almost like it's wired into the back, like the upper back. Because I noticed that there's a pain there, and I usually don't feel pain there.
Okay, so we are going to the next level of psychic surgery with that process, because it affects everything that you're functioning in, but it also magnetizes other sleeper agents to you, and then you'll forget about it. But all those that show up in the dream time, in the dream world.
I'm also picking up cords. They look like cables, and I'm seeing their soul shards of her in shackles.
Yeah.
And this is what they have been using to target her. Because
Yep.
if they capture those, they have captured you.
Exactly.
That resonates, considering I've had some very, again, when my intuition pings me, I listen. But there's been some people that have reached out and tried to be very connected to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get a good feeling about them due to their background.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have not responded to their communication in the last 2 days. So I
Yeah.
feel like that may be related to these cords that need to be removed.
Yeah. All
They
negative
are military.
memories across time. And anything or anyone that will automatically pull your energy exchange system in there towards them, so that feed off your natural abundant flow of existence and your own source and life and your soul. So in this moment, I want you to address all people, beings, groups, factions. I'm just pulling in their commanders, their admirals, the highest of the rank high. And I'm just going to ask them to stand down. And if you can tell them you no longer want to be a part of this, that you use your free will to actively disengage yourself from them and their false system of harvesting foist upon you.
I choose sovereignty and freedom. I choose to no longer be a part of your programs. I choose to no longer have you connected to my energy. I am sovereign. I am free. You do not have my permission to harvest energy or utilize my energy in a negative way for your own benefits. I choose to disconnect. I am sovereign. I am free.
Okay, Harrison, describe to me what you're seeing.
This is interesting because the moment you, Miranda, have started speaking those words, I've seen a golden sun coming from your behind, going straight on, like the level would say your crown, but it's so high up, shining golden light towards you. And I'm getting this this sense it's your higher self. With a bunch of, well, I don't know if there's gonna be a war here, but it's been accompanied by a battalion of beings that are very powerful, strong, and they are here to assist. But I'm getting this sense of golden light. It's shining so strongly around you. Everything looks like it's golden.
Brilliant. So what Harrison is describing is a process that is happening in the non-physical world. Yes, there are battalions that are there, but Miranda, you will need to say that this is not applicable anymore, that these are also connected to your teams, but they need to realize that we are in a time of peace, even if there are hidden mercenaries within them that have been tracking you.
This is the time of peace. We ask you to please stand down. Some of them are literally bowing their heads after I said that, as if they understand.
Great.
Yeah, because I
Great.
just saw like a part of the sun is dragging out, and I don't know, I'm tempted to say another double sun is appearing, Like now there are two. And the other one is, I'm seeing like it's white in color, emitting whitish kind of an energy. But the other yellow sun, emitting the golden light, is still shining.
Great. So this is quite a process that is taking place. We just want to assess the percentage of PTSD that your soul has experienced in this moment.
They're saying the number 79%.
Yeah. So we're just going to work on that as we de-blend you further from this suit. And you're going to see a lot of tremendous colours.
Looks like a kaleidoscope.
That's exactly correct. They're just running through various different elements of the physical repercussions of being involved with these particular beings.
They're showing me different places in my body where there has been trauma that has caused physical dis-ease or physical stress within the body. They're specifically showing me the left side of my head.
Yeah.
And they're working on that now.
Great. So here we're just going to take a quick moment to look at, you know, as an overall, while that's taking place, is to let's just have a look at what are the direct impacts to others as a result of being involved with these secret space programs and other programs.
So the first word that comes up is abuse and warfare. And they're saying just the word death.
Yeah.
Just the word death.
Yeah, look, there's no shame, blame, judgment here. So what we can do, we're just going to address all those that you've personally affected throughout time. And we're just going to help them along the way here.
I am literally seeing just a line of people.
Yeah. So if you can say from soul to soul, heart to heart, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
And send your apology out.
I send out my deepest apologies to those I may have hurt, whether intentional or unintentional.
And are they forgiving you in this moment?
Most of them are. There's a couple of men that are near the back of the line. They're literally screaming expletives at me.
Okay, and it's understandable, you know.
Yeah.
So let's just bring them forward.
One does not look human. They're telling me he's human-like, but he is not human. He is very tall. I'm going to say 8 to 10 feet tall.
And what's his beef?
The word just rage.
Okay. So
rage. Yeah.
And what did you do to him?
I killed his whole squadron, his whole group.
Okay, so we were just going to bring his whole squadron back. All those living and dead. And I'm just showing him what level of spiritual healing is taking place here. And tell me when he gets calmer.
I'm trying to explain to him that I did not mean to cause him or his battalion harm. I was following orders. I'm trying to explain to him that I was lied to
show
and that I
him.
really meant him no harm. He's starting to calm down now.
Yeah, you can feel it tangibly there.
He's pointing to his squadron or his battalion. Those two words keep coming up, and he's taking his hand and he's kind of gesturing like, look behind me. And he's saying, please tell them you're sorry too. So I am doing that now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I am sorry. Please forgive me.
There you go. Can you feel that?
There's
coming through.
this gold energy that is surrounding them now.
Yeah.
Ah.
So they're receiving the help that they need at a soul level. So just let go of that emotion. Feel that and accept that apology. That's forgiveness.
They're showing me a dove of peace.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And I'm being told that we need to look at Miranda's ancestry and also ancestors that you have had an interaction with, because there's a huge significant or chunk of ancestors that are not quite happy with you.
Yes. That would probably be my paternal side.
Yeah.
It is my
So-
understanding that there are other relatives that were part of the SSP.
Yeah. So a complete debrief is going on for your lineage. Is plural.
It's interesting because there are some that are resistant to
I know.
make things right, is what they're saying. They're saying we don't want to make things right because
Well,
that would mean that they have to give up certain things that they don't want to give up.
It's true. So I'm just bringing in their elders, the star ancestors here of the Pleiadian, Arcturian, Syrian alliances and spirit councils. That's why you hear.
As you were saying, the star families, the first one that comes up is Sirius B, and they're saying the benevolent ones.
Yeah.
What they're saying is they're saying that we are the benevolent ones, but there are some ancestors that chose to go bad, go rogue.
That's right.
And they're saying we don't agree with this decision, and that's why we're here to intervene.
Well, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, people. Great. Now, this has been very traumatizing at a galactic level for many incarnated on the planet today. So, Sirius B beings, now we're just going to exercise a galactic resolution here between certain cultures that have kept each other stuck in these military roles, but also affected many races, and especially on Earth, and how people live, and the amount of terror that each soul has carried as a result of being involved or indoctrinated into these wars. And there are specific Syrian B councils here who know the actual infiltrator of this on Earth, that is literally a living embodiment of that psychopathy that took place on all those missions and military interventions and voyages and programs. So I'm just reminding them of this individual and all the Pleiadian target groups that were involved in this. There's a little bit of shame there from the early days, but that's okay. So how are your ancestors looking right now?
The one that I was most concerned about, again, when you said the shame in the early years, that comes up, and this person is owning up to it. They're saying, I can't do this in 3D. I can't do this in 3D, but I know it's safe here. And they're asking for forgiveness. They're asking for forgiveness from the ancestors. They're asking for forgiveness from me. They're asking for forgiveness. I grant that forgiveness. I forgive you.
Yeah, that's it.
The ancestors are showing them something. It's like a holograph.
Mm-hmm.
And things are playing out on a screen, and I'm not allowed to see it, but I mean, to me, it looks like just like lines, like a frequency screen, like on a tablet form. But whatever these Sirius B benevolent ancestors are showing this group, I'm not allowed to see. But as they're watching whatever is on this holograph or this hologram, their faces are changing.
Great.
They're softening. They're the word softening.
That's what we're looking for. So without telling you what's on that screen, they already have marked trajectories of who's going where, who's doing what in each light line of creation. And this applies to all cultures, all ancestral lineages on Earth. So this is how they can map and chart how to do things here, how to live, how to coexist in peace, because it is innate. There'll just be groups and civilizations and ancestors that just got into this methodology of domination and control.
Oh, that makes so much sense, because I'm looking at their faces and it's like he's showing, it's a male and he's a representative of Sirius B, and he's a benevolent, and he's literally showing this group that went rogue, and one individual in particular. And he's saying, let go of the shame. He was like, we know why you did what you did. And again, it didn't make sense to me about why the face was softening until you explained, like, this is the trajectory. They're showing him the plan.
The bigger picture.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, actually, when you are giving the forgiveness, I felt part of that forgiveness come to me, because I'm getting this perception, one of your ancestors from Syria. So I think from that lineage, that's when that's where you're being connected with.
Yeah.
I'm connected with you from that part. And I also say, I'm sorry for what has happened to you.
That is beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful.
It is. And it gives you an idea of how we're all interconnected anyway. So let's just have a little look at the wiring on the bodysuit and the originator to the influence in the Sirius B culture, but also the one who created the suit is the same and the one being.
So now that we're talking about the suit, the grays are still here.
You know, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the Greys, but I'm really bored by you. Can you please hurry up? Really, I'll tell you. Come on,
the words Draco reptilian are coming up. And they're saying that it's not a coincidence that we chose this frequency of suit for you.
It was designed specifically for your grouping. And they knew exactly what gifts and skills you had and what they needed to suppress. They knew it. So I'm just going to hurry things along a little bit. I want the elders in from Draconis Prime.
I have to laugh a little bit because the first thing that I hear when you said that was, oh man, we've been discovered.
Again. Come on.
Like, oh man.
Yeah, look, they didn't expect it. They're a bit surprised. In England, we say tilt.
It was
Oh,
almost like you're that kid who found the hiding spot and you thought it was perfect, but it was so obvious, and then you're found. The expression and the frequency is very much of a, oh man, oh drats, we've been discovered.
and there is an element of guilt that they're feeling about that. Saying, look, come on, fellows, let's just let go of that and stop impressing your guilt-based debt onto Earth and all the races. Please, come on.
It's almost as if, like, again, this is what I'm getting from the Draco reptilian that's here. He's like, yes, we know that we have done some bad things. That is how we've operated. And the way he is saying is that we understand it doesn't serve us in the long run.
Good.
He says that it takes us way more effort to siphon and steal energy than it is if we would just learn to use our own.
Exactly. Thank goodness they've said
He
that.
says not everybody is on board with this, and he's laughing.
Yet. Because there are many benevolent reptilian groups.
Yeah.
So I'm just reminding those reptilian draconis groups, look who's been interfering in your culture for way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want anything to do with that input in insertion into the way that you potentially evolve?
They're saying absolutely not. Like they're like it's literally the worst option that they could think of. So there's very, very much this energy of resistance and no, thank you. We will not accept this.
Because they know what trouble this individual has been. So I'm just going to go to the next level of this while the recovery is taking place.
Okay.
I just want them then to remove all their inputs into the cultures ever. All the takeover cultures that were taken over 600-700 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 26,000 years ago. Let's have you.
He's showing, he's extending this apology, and he's saying, we will do better. He says, we will do better.
Great. But in the meantime, would they mind clearing up the stuff they seeded in the past? That will show very good willing on their part.
He says, as much as they don't like to clean up, they will do it.
Good. We're all in it together. Clean up on Earth. Great. So if they wouldn't mind hurrying along with that, out of the male cultures, out of the patriarchal constructs, out of the technology from the reptilian brain. You can see Harrison, how we going with this.
Yeah, no, it's just that I'm seeing a black being that has spots on the wings and it's flying. And I'm just looking at it and I'm getting this perception that it's connected with you, Miranda. So maybe you can probe it further to know.
Yeah, I know.
What
It's like a Death Eater, basically.
A what?
A Death Eater from the Harry Potter films. You seen those?
Is that the things that tried to suck the soul out of your face or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Oh yeah, those are gross.
They are, aren't they?
No offense to them, but not really feeling the energy there.
No.
So the Death Eater energy, when you say that, and even before you talked about that, I got the vision of it was a very dark figure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting because it's very reminiscent of a being that showed up when I was in my sleep several I don't know, maybe
Right.
last year.
Mhm.
And there's the one that I see, it does have horns, and they're saying that it is connected to a person in my family, and that this person called it in
They do that.
unwittingly,
Mhm.
not knowing what they were doing, not knowing the magnitude of the energy of destruction and death that they were calling in.
Mm.
Um, so,
So
yeah.
I'm just asking that thing that I know what it is and who it is to get out, get your things, your items, pack your bags, you're leaving.
I can hear a screeching sound.
Yeah,
It's like a
there'll be,
screeching and a hissing sound.
yeah, all that. Of all the cultures, all the lineages on earth today that you individually seek to annihilate with your age-old trickery and magic. Oh, they're trying to curse me. Well, you've been doing it for so long anyway, still here. Not like you have
Yeah.
any impact. But I
Yeah,
will say this in my own peaceful becoming. If I even catch a whiff of you on any trajectory of mine, in any of my degrees of separation, then it is completely out of my hands what happens.
yeah, and I'm also reminding this being to return the soul shard because it had one aspect of you. So that wherever it goes, because I can see a portal has already opened up and it's in the process of going wherever it wants to disappear to
It
make
can't.
sure that
There's nowhere for it to run.
It's
I
almost
don't
as
know.
if my soul was like taking a hand and pushing it back and saying, no. Like I didn't physically do that, but it was like there was an aspect of my soul that came through and pushed the hand in front of it and was like, no.
Yeah, you weren't about to let it leave. Right, so basically the process is going to just engage with this individual being. I'm just going to bring them down to grassroots level. And what percentage of PTSD are you currently carrying in your physical system right now?
They're saying 44%.
Great.
I like that number going down.
Great. And then in that moment as well, we're just going to look at how this has affected you as a feminine creator.
The word block.
Yeah. And this might impact your female cycles, the way that you're.
It has affected the cycle within the last couple of months. So yes.
Yeah. So that's just all that's part of the impacts of the suit.
It feels like there has been like this encasing.
That's right.
Energy around from the low back
Mm-hmm.
all the way down, just almost in some cases it feels like it goes all the way down to the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Constricting energy.
Yeah. This is the energy of that individual in the cloak. And that is how this physically manifests through them today. So that's how they try and imprint themselves onto the technology of other people's souls. And it's pretty disgusting.
I would agree with that statement because it feels gross.
Yeah, it would. Right, so we're just super just going into that, untethering all of those layers, codes, programs. Or the mirroring.
It feels like there is something on the low back at the base of the spine.
Coccyx.
It's literally just above the buttocks.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like this, like a rectangular energy, like a panel. And there are certain places that are sore. And they're rounded. It's almost like there should be a button there. Does that make sense?
It does. This is branding.
Okay.
This will be imprinted into the light technology. So we're just going to get a process going that's going to alleviate that. And Harrison, how are all the soul shards looking to you in this moment? We've been working on them, with them.
I'm getting some of them are back. Some of them are just watching to see what's happening. Others are just not interested. So it's gonna be an ongoing work here to convince each and everyone to be back, because you need them for whatever is to come in future.
Exactly. And Miranda, you can address yourself in this way to every part of your being.
To every soul fragment, every part of my being, I now ask you to come back. I ask for you to return. I ask for you to receive the healing that we are offering today. Even if you are afraid, I ask you to be open to receiving the healing and the love and return back. You are needed. You are loved.
Some very emotional parts of you out there. Just
Yeah.
bring them the love that you had.
Yeah, there's one that's like way off in space. And it is very, very afraid to come back. And I keep extending out my hand saying, you know, there is love here waiting for you. There's acceptance.
Just explain to this part of you that this cloaked being, is not going to be able to hurt you anymore.
This is definitely a very, very young, like a very small soul fragment, like young in age, very, very afraid.
So what do you think as an adult she needs right now?
So the first thing that comes to mind is to invite Kuan Yin in.
Okay.
And to just surround this soul fragment in beautiful pink, unconditional love, empathy, that maternal, to let that piece know that it is safe. It is safe to return.
So that is taking place as you said those words. No more servitude for other people's agendas. It's finished. So let's bring this young aspect connected to Kuan Yin.
It's interesting. There's another piece coming in. It's like a 14-year-old girl.
Mhm.
And she's been serving on a space station.
These are key points in your own personal spiritual development. These are key parts of yourself here. And you'll find as we extend this divine feminine frequency to them, they're going to grow because they're being nurtured. So let's have a look at the young, small part of you. All the rest are going to follow.
She was crying because she was out there like floating in space all by herself. But when Kuan Yin came in, she felt safe. She felt seen. And she agreed to come back, and she's holding hands with Kuan Yin. That's beautiful.
It is. How old does she look to you now?
She looks about 5.
Okay.
She's got a stuffed bunny.
What's in the stuffed bunny?
And this bunny has very, very blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're showing me that inside the stuffed bunny, there is a golden key.
Exactly. So, can you apply this golden key to bring your integration into wholeness?
She says yes.
Great. You've been waiting a long time.
she's squealing and she's laughing at the same time. And she said, I've had this key the whole time. She's had this key the whole time. She said, I had to hide it in the bunny to keep it safe.
Exactly.
She said, safe from someone else who wanted to take it from me.
Basically.
She said, I hid it in the bunny.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many people this happens. They do this. I've even done it before, way, way back.
She's so clever for being so little.
Exactly. She knew.
Good child. Good girl.
Right. So let's just do that. Apply the key.
She's asking for Kuan Yin's assistance because her hands are so small and she can't quite reach. So she's asking Kuan Yin to help. So Kuan Yin is stepping in to help her put the key in and turn the key. And it's, I didn't know what it was before they put the key in, but now that they've put the key in, it's literally the heart.
It's your essence, my dear. The essence of who you really are.
It's
so
this
to receive the upgrade.
Beautiful, like magical, like these colors inside here are just amazing. Wow.
All antidotes to your suffering, allow them in.
As you say that, there are these little like streams of like gold and silver energy that are just coming in from all directions.
Excellent.
That's beautiful.
Just checking on the suit status here.
So they're saying 22%.
Great. Right, that's going to increase in frequency.
This teenager is still here. She's off to the right, to my right.
And what does she need to complete here?
She's got her hands crossed across her arms, and she's like, she says, I'm done with this shit. She says, I'm done with this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. I never wanted to do this in the first place. She goes, I feel very tricked. She goes, I feel like I've been conned. I was trying to be helpful and do my duty, but I was conned. And she goes, I'm very pissed. She says, I'm ready to go. I don't want to be here anymore. She goes, these adults are so rude and mean.
Exactly.
Whoa. She has a
she's
lot to
right.
say.
She has. Good old teenagerdom. That's
Yes.
great. The voice. So would she be interested in integrating with your voice to bring the words of truth, harmony, and peace into this universe and use that energy effectively? She doesn't need to leave to go anywhere.
She says yes.
Great.
She says, I'm not going to hold back.
Yay, that's the talk I like. Never hold back.
She says, I'm strong-willed. She's
Right.
very funny. She's like, they did not like me on the ship because I would not keep my mouth shut.
You know what? I bet her and I got on very well.
I bet so.
They tried millions of times.
Yes.
However.
Yes, she's this little, very petite. But she says they look at me and they think I'm mild. She says I'm not. She goes, I'm spicy. I'm spicy.
Right.
I'm getting this image of a slender African woman. She has a very dark skin, but very shiny.
What, like a Dogon?
Yeah, I'm tempted to say like our Maasai people whom we see who have a very long kind of beads on their neck.
Mm-hmm.
She's very tall, upright, and she is connected to you, Miranda.
She sounds lovely.
Yeah.
I will have to meditate with her and call her in.
Right. Allow all those parts of you to integrate. This is a part of you. Just allow them in and they'll just speak for the whole.
Yes.
So Harrison, just a quick word about the Draconis. How are they doing with removing their ideas from the cultures?
I'm seeing it's going really well. Some of them were trying to usurp the court, but they're being slapped with a pink slip. So there's no way where they are gonna go. And they have no choice. It's not even a planetary thing. It's a universal thing where if you don't have a certain level of frequency, I'm not trying to sound like a doom and gloomer kind of person, but it's not gonna be hospitable for those guys.
It's just gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. So if they believe they are gonna use their technology to maintain themselves until the next cycle, I don't know how that's gonna survive in presence of maybe a solar flare or some other kind of a cosmic kind of an event that can neutralize any AI or technology that's being implemented.
And this is on the Draco reptilian ancestors.
Yeah. What I'm getting is that each and every person has a connection to them.
Mm-hmm.
They have found a way to be linked to each and every single person's ancestors because of genetic manipulation and those kind of things. So, but the moment you apply your own free will and make your stand, they have no option but to let some of these mind controlling programs that they have implemented fall back.
Mm-hmm. So I just need to be more assertive when it comes to telling them that they're not allowed.
No, and just say, if it ever happens again, is just say, you know, the details of Concordia Consularis. Get in contact.
It's
We'd love to be
interesting.
straight.
It's interesting because I think I know the ones that you're referring to that are still here on the earth plane.
Mm.
And there's one particular in the family lineage that I was given a message in the very beginning of my awakening that, like, just so you know, just so that you're aware, you know, this one will, and they said 2 to 3 years tops.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, just so you know. And yeah, there's some connection with their energy and dragon energy, and this dragon couldn't fly.
Yeah.
And as this person leaves the earth plane, only then am I allowed to access that and use it in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that make sense?
It sounds like there's a bit of backhand dealing going on with that promise. Personally, I would not touch anything that they offered me with a barge pole, for it comes with a price.
I have learned that individual, yes, that is very much the case. And in the past, I had an incident with an object that they gave me, and I hadn't seen or touched this object in years.
Mm-hmm.
I'd actually given it away. And then I just happened to come in contact with this object again recently, and it literally, there was some sort of entity or attachment, and it tried to put me to sleep while I was driving. I won. So, and I made that thing leave. But yes, that individual I do not accept anything from, and we do not have any ties or communication.
Right, now I'm just identifying one way they can access you. Let's just highlight them all.
Okay.
All the access points from any system interlopers. Okay, we're just closing them all down. And also here, I want you to take off anything there of yourself, from yourself, that could prevent you from receiving your full self into the body, and anything that causes rejection or any form of not accepting your beingness. Sabotage, self-sabotage. Just removing extra levels of mission protocols where you do not veer from the mission. You're a co-creative being.
So there's a lot of stuff just literally coming down the back of the spine that's being removed.
Mm-hmm. Related to time.
And then there's something that's being removed here. It's like a metal plate.
Yeah.
Going right across the chest.
Yeah.
So the other thing is there's something down here in the sacral chakra that it looks like blobs of energy. Yeah, blobs of energy that don't need to be here anymore. Yeah, it's not liquid, but it's a lot like Jello, but it can shift and move.
Yeah, that's a form of AI.
Kind of like black goo.
Yeah, so we just get sorting that out.
Okay.
Are there any other conversion liquids within you?
I'm not seeing any other liquids. I am seeing a mark. There's 2 marks. There's one in the middle of the back. And then there's another one down at the base of the spine between the root and the sacral chakra.
Yeah. Just tell me when they've gone.
So they're removing the one on the back and the upper back. Ugh. Okay, so they're saying that this one was a mark for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they marked it, they're marking it where the wings would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they're also looking at the one down below between the root and the sacral, and they're like, this had to do with symbols and a ritual.
Yeah. So this was angelic rituals that took place at the Vatican. Castel d'Angelo.
Yeah, there's a sense of sadness with the one on the back.
Absolutely. Because how could you fly?
What's interesting is, as you say that, I had a shamanic journey that was years ago, and they showed a dragon, and the dragon had one eye open, and the dragon was there resting on the ground, and it was dry and hot. There's these dark rocks, and the dragon has one eye open and it's looking towards the cliff, and there's a man on the cliff, and the man is spinning and spinning and spinning. I'm standing off in the background, but I'm crawling. First, I have to crawl over these like cube-like rocks, and I'm doing it in a very strategic fashion. And then I finally stand up, and the man spins off the cliff. And then all of a sudden I start running towards the cliff, and I run and I run and I run, and then I leap, and then I fly off the cliff. And there's something to do with this dragon energy, and I don't know.
Yeah, that dragon energy has been, because your wings are of a dragon angelic nature. So this automatically says to me you've got another type of light technology software in operation. Okay. Now, there is no mistake that you're not connected to the dragon lineages that work with the divine feminine. And these came from the original times before Earth was even built. Wow. So it's an extra process there to take place. We're just going to initiate that, but we really must have all aspects of you that aren't going to sabotage your connection to yourself. And this is quite common with those that have been involved in these programs. They literally can't take it anymore. They're weary beyond words.
That's been the constant theme the last couple of weeks, is like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And knowing where we are in this world right now, it's been very frustrating, because I know we're moving into this big shift. And here I am going, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So.
Which is normal. Okay, so let's just see where you're at with the levels of the suit unwinding.
They are saying 11%.
That's great.
That is wonderful. I now don't have any like sensation of heaviness or pain along this arm anymore. So that's wonderful.
Okay. So we're just scanning your 4 previous teacher worlds, the times of the 4 suns. Just ensuring that you're undergoing a time calibration to Earth. There's a lot of movement taking place here. So, what percentage of financial karma are you carrying on behalf of your lineages right now?
I would say a significant amount. I know that both my mom and I have had, well, to be honest, I can't think of a single woman on my mom's side of the family that has had any kind of financial success. Most of them have either lived in poverty, some have been homeless, multiple cases of job loss, which has happened to me before. It seems to be a pattern. The only woman on my mom's lineage that I can think of that has not had financial ruin was somebody that she never actually had any of her own money. So there's very much this either lock or block of abundance, or women not having the power to generate their own abundance or not being allowed to. The same is also true on my father's side.
Who took the power to create? Where did that energy go? Who took it?
I know that at least one person in my life took that creative energy.
Okay, I'm just bringing them into the court.
Ugh. As you say this, the word jealousy comes up. Oh, now
And
there's
how
another
many-
person coming.
They're all going to come in. How many of these people are involved in the cultural restriction of financial abundances to other cultures?
It's a masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like
mm-hmm.
permeates across the board is what they're saying. It permeates just across. So
would they like to remove that from all cultures right now?
I say absolutely.
Good.
Yes, please.
Have to do anything. Great. I love a bit of voluntary wherewithal.
There's one ancestor that's coming up from my mom's side, and she's literally saying, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I'm getting chills, right? Because it's going to start rolling back in, but I just want to make sure that 11% is complete.
They're saying right now they're literally on the last 2%.
Great.
So
that's what I like. Thank you, all teams, because I love you. You're amazing. You're much better than what I am.
They are pretty amazing. I'm super grateful for all of the teams that do this stuff.
Yeah. Right, that's the final part, letting go. How's the spine looking?
The spine actually feels so much better. It's so funny. White Hawk hasn't really been here the whole time, but he's just showing up, and he was like, you'll see improvements. And he's telling me there's some yoga poses that I need to do that's going to help to create movement between the vertebrae.
And your
he
core.
says, he says it won't feel like an old rickety accordion anymore.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I made it this far without wings. Right. So facing all the women in your ancestral line and all the men. Right. And just feel it all washing down through to you.
There's these men that are coming in from the ancestors, and they're saying, we're sorry. We're so sorry. We're sorry for how we treated the women. Great. And how we denied them abundance. We denied them. And he says, we're sorry. We're sorry for denying women their right to create. He says, we're sorry for denying the beauty. Wow, he's saying a lot. He is just pouring it all out. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We thought we knew better. He said, but we didn't realize that balance was needed. He said, we tried to be strong and overpower and squash the feminine energy. And he says, we're sorry. We're sorry. We understand how much beauty you create in this world, and that without you, abundance can't flow. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Great. Every woman and ancestral lineage on the planet will receive that.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, absolutely.
grateful that the masculine came through and said all of these things. Wow.
It helps. It helps the resolution. So just allow all the energy that you've exchanged to come back in.
Okay.
Feel it building. No more leakages.
This male ancestor that's coming through, he's wearing like overalls, but he's showing me the word dungarees. And he's saying, we are fully behind you. We fully support you. He was like, we will no longer make it a war within. He said, it's no longer a war within. We will be joining you. He said, we will be supporting you. He said, we are literally behind you all the way. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Just feel that support. What percentage are you feeling it?
I feel like it is fully 100% complete.
Great.
Wow.
And the being in the cloak and the hood,
Mm-hmm.
what's happened to them?
He is still back there, but he's so far away. Again, I see him like in the cosmos. He's not close. And he's literally like this big because
That's
he's so
right.
far away. He's so far away.
They're still that big when we bring them close. So I'm just bringing all their doubles, holograms, replicas, doppelgangers in. And what do you see now?
I see they're in front of him and there's like 2 rows of these figures. And again, some of them are human and some of them are non-human. But they're, again, like disguises that have been used.
Suits, body suits.
Yeah. And he's putting them in front of him. So he's still way far back in the cosmos, but he's using these 2 rows of like suits. And he's literally saying like, this is what I've been using.
Each one has a catalogue number in line for a different function with a different race on Earth.
This
They
is
just hop in and
interesting
out.
because they're saying that it's time to destroy the suits.
That's right, it is.
Okay.
These are ones that got left behind. A mass destruction of these suits has been taking place. They based them on the original skin, the different types of skin suit technologies.
Okay.
So they knew how to go into each individual race, manipulate it, or go in on a mission of some kind in order to destabilize that culture.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh.
So being burned in the eternal fire as we speak. We've still got records of it though.
Yeah, they're literally just showing me the word inferno.
Yeah.
This is funny. White Hawk is dancing and he's saying disco inferno and he's laughing. It's like he's saying we can party now because the suits have been destroyed.
Right, job for White Hawk then. Can you just go through all the cultures and just clean up?
He says yes, not a problem.
Great.
He says he is calling on some representatives from the Star Nations to do this.
Great.
He says because it is a big job. And he's laughing and he's saying, because I call on him a lot, he's like, I got to have an extra set of hands or 2. So I'm like, okay. So he's showing someone from Lyra. He says, this is a representative. And then he's got 2 people from Pleiadians coming in. And then he's also showing a Venusian. Is that right? Okay. And he says what they're doing, these 4, the Pleiadians, it's a man and a woman. The Lyran is a woman and the Venusian is a woman. And So they're just going to go through it, he says, like a catalog and look for things. That's what they're going to do.
Great.
Okay. Thank
Great.
you.
So if they need anything, they can get in contact at Concordia.
Yes.
Because there's going to be some extra additions to that.
They're waving and saying, no problem at all. We look forward to hearing from you.
Great. The Lyran I already know, and the Venusian.
Oh, beautiful.
And those Pleiadians as well. Oh my goodness. Right. So I'm just checking consciousness to make sure that everything has been cleared out. Harrison, what are your perceptions here?
My perception, I'm seeing that the court has done what is supposed to be done for
Great.
today. And everything that has been done here has been recorded, stamped, sealed, and archived.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So Miranda,
Yes.
how does what percentage of family karma and financial restriction do you have?
What's coming is that it's slowly decreasing, or not slowly decreasing. It's like they're showing me a percentage of numbers and it's just literally going smaller and smaller and smaller.
Great.
And White Hawk is coming in because he always likes to come in and say things, which is wonderful. First off, he wants to say thank you to both of you and your teams and the energy that you carry and that you hold and that you send out to the world. He also says thank you for this session today. He said it's a pleasure to work with you both. He says your energy is lovely and it's so needed. The other thing that he's coming through and saying is, he says, not only is the numbers going down, like as we see this percentage of financial and karmic issues going down, he's saying, he's got such a great sense of humor. He was like, we've already sent her a message and she'll find it later today to let her know that the path has been cleared. So I'm looking forward to that today.
Great. Now, I will be in contact with White Hawk. There's much to do. So
Yes.
I'm very grateful for that. And that will extend out also in the Star Nations, Pleiadian, Arcturian, and Syrian alliances.
He's also saying, I'm just waiting. He's got his hands up and he's saying there's extra protection. And he's literally showing me like a circle around you and Harrison. He says, because of the work that you're doing, he says the Star Nations are giving you an extra layer of protection. He's very, very excited.
That's lovely.
He says this also extends to your family and to your communication efforts that you put out into the world. So the way he's saying that is like, it's not exclusive to this, it's technology as well. So
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And may that communique roll out through all cultures.
Yes, I think it's especially interesting that he's pointing out that your technology and your communication is protected because of what we chatted about yesterday. So I have a feeling that's part of the reason why he's saying all of this.
Yes.
So that some things can come out that need to come out.
Exactly. So it's it's really great that you came on, because this is a subject that holds very dear to my own experience. And that I'm glad it all worked out.
I am super grateful for this session with both of you. I already knew that you guys were both amazing healers, along with our mutual friend, Derek. but it is an honor. Hello, Derek. But it is an absolute honor to have this space with you, and I'm grateful for the healing that you guys have done today with the galactic assistance, and just gratitude and sending you both so many blessings.
Thank you very much. And if anyone would like a session with us, looking at all the things that you can't talk about in daily life because it just seems like it's a bit too weird, I will never say you're too weird. There's nothing that you can say to me that will not surprise me or that we haven't seen already. So
Yes.
when we all realize that each of us has something that we brought to the planet to heal, all the archetypes as well involved in that. And last question, wounded healer archetype, what percentage is complete now? It was 73.
They are saying it is 100% complete. Whitehawk is stepping in again, and he's like, we've been working on her healing and all of this for the last 3 years. And he's saying that there was this last bit related to SSP and karmic. He's like, she could not handle it on herself, even though she's tried to take it on herself. He's laughing at me and he's saying overachiever to me.
Look, this is great. Now, I just wanted to say that is the level that we come in at, because we help people to resolve the things that you would struggle to do on your own. Mm-hmm. It's not saying that people are disempowered. It's just that we're offering a very wide and vast perspective. And this goes down to my training as well. I had excellent, very high skilled training for this purpose. So anything that anyone says to me has cropped up in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So come on in. We have a solution, but we also have the relevant soul triage to allow that frequency to fully embody and engage on your path.
And I will have to say that I completely agree with, yes, we have tools, and even as healers, we're responsible for doing our own healing, but we get to a point where there's something that we don't have the knowledge or the tools or the experience, and that's where you guys come in. So
thank you for saying that. Thank you for seeing that, because that's what it's not about. Anybody's better than anybody else. It is not like that at all. It's just a literal set of, eagle eyes on the scene.
Yeah. It's very much, and I heard this recently, I would consider this work a healer's healer type of technique.
It is.
Meaning that people who are new to the spiritual path might not understand it. That doesn't mean that they can't receive this healing and get some things resolved. But to me, like, this is a healer's approach.
Yeah. And
very much so.
That has been my career, in essence, is going, I have corrected a lot of things that have happened to people as a result of these inequities and imbalances. Mm-hmm. So it's really great to help out and get everybody up to the next level. Then we can just keep moving on. It's great. Absolutely. And actually, I love that. I love being able to provide that support. I really do. I can't tell you. And, this is what we're here to do, is help each other get to the next level.
It's beautiful work.
If you see this, do get in contact. Find out how we can assist you. And we also run retreats specifically for this process, is to put you in a scenario where you can wake up and remember like that without very little, slogging it out for weekend Reiki sessions. We'll just go beyond that and do it, because you'll love it and you'll feel free, liberated, connected, and remember who you are and what you're doing.
And if you have any retreat information to share, please let me know. I can put it on my website. And then I can also share it with my Golden Thread community, because I really feel like it needs to be shared. Your work, both of you, your work needs to be shared.
Thanks. So I am planning something. It's a program for the soul to start really going into these different technological areas that we're holding within us. But it's all about embodiment, expression, and checking a lot of things, a lot of details about how your blueprint is functioning effectively on Earth. We look at each stage of your development. So this is the ultimate and soul mentorship. That's coming along soon. I haven't set a date, but we will keep in contact and let you know.
Yes. Yes, please let me know when you have that, so I can cross post it on my other social media sites and my website. So, because I think people need to know the services that you offer. They're beautiful and they're very healing. So
thank you, and I hope that you got a lot out of that today.
Oh, I did.
Any final words there, my dear?
Oh, yeah, I think this was a wonderful session, and I love what you have achieved today. And I know healing is a journey, so this is the process that you'll be going on through, and more energy will be coming into you. And the moment you start integrating with your soul shards, you're gonna feel you're in another level. You have more energy. Also, you might also be wanting to look into a dream world, because some of them, or some of these soul shards, you might want to chat with you.
Okay.
Some of them might want to express their characters fully, and it's not something that you want to experience yourself. So you'd know which parts that you'd want to heal and what you want to do. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, great. So thanks everybody for joining us on this voyage. Leave a like, check in, say hello, and catch us again. I'm just trying to sort of realize what I've done here.